Hello, welcome to Tarot 2T. Today we're going to do a December 2022 reading for the sign of Virgo. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Glad you found me. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for your support. You're fantastic. And I do this for you, so it's good to know that I'm appreciated. So if you have been here before, what I do is I kind of open up a general inquiry. What does Virgo need to know for December 2022? Can you believe it's December? You're lucky, Virgo. The last, a couple of the readings I've already done, I screwed up and I said November. I must be stuck in November for some reason. But it's also kind of incredulous that it's already December. Time just seems to be going faster all the time, and yeah, it happens as we get older, but it's also, I don't know, it's like we're in a quantum time warp or something. They say it really is speeding up, if you can believe that that's possible, and we're not imagining things. So anyway, your reading came out, your cards came out nice and smooth here, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it. See what's going on with Virgo. Wow! 10 of spades. Okay. I'm trying to remember your last couple readings. I take that back. I think you did have kind of a relationship or something very significant to you, and you were going through the process of starting over, but the Ten of Spades talks about a major loss, major disappointment, on the scale of having to heal, process the pain, go through the grief, that kind of thing. But it is a major cycle that's completed. So whatever it is, it's done. It's over. Five of Diamonds. Interesting. Changes in your financial situation. This usually has to deal with a settlement. If it was a relationship, you could be looking at a settlement from your ex, for example. And I am talking about finances, abundance, some kind of material wealth coming in your favor here. We got the Three of Diamonds with the Eight of Clubs. The Three of Diamonds talks about, it's an interesting mix with the Five of Diamonds, honestly, because it talks about money matters, but there being some kind of confusion. And with the three, you're looking at a third element that's causing the confusion, I should say. Sometimes it can mean a person, but I think when we talk about finances, we're not necessarily talking about people. Well, you can, in a sense. It could be, let me just give you an example. So let's say you suddenly have some wealth in front of you that you didn't have before, and you owe somebody some money. So you're debating whether to use it to pay off that debt, or perhaps just give some of it to that person, not giving the whole thing. On one hand, you owe them the money, and perhaps you're late on payments, for example, and it really is morally the right thing to do to pay it off. But if you give them all the money that's come into your life, you won't have it for anything else, and it's kind of like, wow, in one way and out the other. But on the other hand, it would be paying off a debt, and you won't owe it anymore. So that's interesting. It came out with the Eight of Clubs. The Eight of Clubs talks about crossroad decisions. Literally, you're at a T. You could go one way or another. Exactly what I was describing, actually. So these finances, well, while you may not be a billionaire, this might not have, set you up for life. Whatever the settlement was, whatever this financial wealth that came through, it has given you options, obviously, and there's a decision to be made. It could be very well with what I just described, because that just kind of came out of nowhere. So, take it how it fits. Also, the Eight of Clubs, I will talk about the fact that it has to do with fixed ideas and stubbornness. So there's a little bit of resistance possibly with the example I used of paying that person off that you owe the money. Or maybe it's a credit card. You know, maybe it's an extra car payment. Maybe it's an extra mortgage payment. And you're just kind of like resisting it. So, yeah. I'm almost tempted to go back and look at your last reading, but I can't right now in the middle of this reading. I would encourage you to, though, if you haven't seen the last Virgo readings, I have a playlist for you, Virgo. You can just go to my channel and find that playlist. It'll also pop up at the end of the video to click on the playlist. And also a previous reading will pop up at the very end. Nine of Hearts, Ace of Diamonds. Yes, the Ace of Diamonds definitely talks about a new start with finance. It's also about you desiring to increase your income in some sense. So perhaps you are toying around with the idea of using this money to start your own business or to invest in something that's going to bring you income in the future, you know what I mean? Like dividends, or it's going to earn interest, that kind of thing. Or investing in property that will increase in value, hopefully. It's never a sure thing, right? But with the Nine of Hearts, that's a wish fulfillment. So whatever came through with you financially, with the settlement, through the separation, I do think it's about a separation. Pretty darn sure you just went through a separation. It fulfilled something on a deep level. And it's also a card of completion. Although not as major as the Ten of Spades. The Ten of Spades is about, so the monumentous thing that happened that you just got through or just went through was like a page in your life that, or a chapter in your life you can now close. Let's put it that way. Nine of Hearts is more like, okay, this is done. Next. This is the tens carry more weight. You know, like with a chapter closing. Too many cards. I'm putting them back. What else can you tell me about Virgo's situation here? Five of Clubs. Okay. So things needed to change. This is about things being stagnant and just kind of stuck. So the changes that happened were definitely called for, necessary, overdue. You fill in the blank. There were things that just weren't working for you anymore. Things that were stale. Two of Hearts, but you still desire this closeness. Interesting. Perhaps you are looking to meet somebody new. It is the card of companionship, balance, and harmony. And it does revolve around emotions and therefore relationships. Now the interesting thing about Two of Hearts, I tend to overlook this because I feel like I'm always reading for the present. This could also mean future relationship. This could also mean a past relationship. So perhaps the person you broke up with was, well, obviously they were very special to you and you were very close to them at one point in time, or you wouldn't have been with them, right? What's exciting though is to realize that it may indicate the change with the Five of Clubs that I just laid down is that being with that other person was very stagnant for you. It was not fostering growth for you. And so ending one relationship so that you can allow another one to come into your life was very necessary. Does that make sense? I hope it does. What else can you tell me about Virgo's situation here? Virgo's sitting pretty with some finances, apparently, at the moment. Or we can talk about future relationship, because both of those are the prominent themes in our reading today. Okay, that just fell out. Well, actually, both of these fell out. The Seven of Diamonds, very interesting. And the Four of Clubs. The Four of Clubs kind of fell out first, so let's first talk about that. But they do kind of go together. Four of Clubs talks about being very secure and content in your home life. There's a lot of balance and just kind of satisfaction around that. With the Seven of Diamonds, it does talk about having finances, having resources, having abundance available to you, but it's a warning against excessive spending. So the way I'm reading this, and I'm feeling it come through here with the Four of Clubs, is that if you're not careful with how you spend this change in your finances with the Five of Diamonds, it could upset this balance and the security in your home and your lifestyle. And that's all about like where you live, how you're able to make ends meet, how you're able to pay your bills, how many choices you have, for example, and how many times you go grocery shopping. You know, when we're on limited budgets, all of those things are affected and they suffer to a degree. But right now you're sitting real pretty. So be careful with not taking unnecessary risks, taking gambles. Use your good judgment, think things through, all of the above. That sort of thing. And things are still a bit unsettled here. Black and white joker in the traditional tarot is the Fool card. So there could be some things coming down the pipe, I will just tell you, that you're not expecting. The Fool card is just what it is. It doesn't mean, I mean, just what it's the name of this card that I think throws people off. It doesn't mean you're a fool or you're going to do something foolish or you're going to be made fun of. It's more like you're being blind. You're blind to something. It's not expecting something to happen or seeing something happen. It's like something coming out of the blue. So, and we can't always control that. I just like to emphasize that. We can't always control the unforeseen, the unexpected, right? That's just common sense. So, I'm just kind of getting the vibe with this Joker that, yeah, some things are unsettled. If it doesn't have to do with this past relationship, there's like some energy around you, Virgo, it's going to bring in some unexpected event or some kind of change. So I think it might go hand in hand with being careful with the spending. That's one option with that. But I would just be aware that life throws us curveballs all the time. That's the nature of it. So be aware that things aren't settled. I'm not really getting any more on that. I'm going to go ahead and look at your cards of advice. Good Lord. Tower card. Ace of Spades. New start. You're still in the process of rebuilding from this Ten of Spades. Interesting, it came out right above it when I laid these cards down, upside down, mind you. They go hand in hand because the Ten of Spades is very much about a kind of a devastating ending, and the Tower card, you probably heard a bunch of readers talk about the Tower card, how it's the foundation that still exists after a major structure falls in your life. But it's also a new beginning. It's about rebirth. It's about, like I said, starting over. That seems to be the mode you're in, for sure. Wow. Good grief. So you've reached some kind of completion here that has to do with some major prosperity. It could be that, I'm thinking your past reading, one of the readings from November talked about you really hoping that the settlement with the person you broke up from, who you had been deeply involved with, the finances were going to work out in your favor. I'm pretty sure that was your sign. It could have been another one. But I'm feeling like this prosperity and this abundance stems from the outcome turning out in your favor. Exactly how you wanted it to turn out. Like you weren't left out in the cold. You actually got what you feel like you deserved. And that's fantastic. It's wrapped up some kind of major cycle, and I'm feeling a close connection between the end of this situationship and the closing out of this cycle of were you going to get what you deserve? And I think you did. And look, the Jack of Diamonds. This could definitely be you. This is an Earth sign card, Virgo, Taurus, a Capricorn. But it's also, to me, it represents somebody inexperienced with newfound wealth. It fits the situation perfectly, actually. The Jack is younger, immature, less experienced. They just have less knowledge. It could represent a person around you, but I don't think so. I think the energy here fits very well with you having to make a decision. Remember the Three of Diamonds and the confusion around how to allocate, or not allocate, but how to use this new wealth wisely, and you being in a crossroads decision. Jack of Diamonds tells me that this is not something you've experienced, if not ever in your life, but not very many times. So you don't have a lot of experience with it because you're just not used to it happening, right? Being in that position. Look at that. Nice. Nice. This wealth, this abundance that's coming your way is going to allow you to invest your time and energy into something that's going to pay off. This is also the entrepreneurship card. I'll just throw that out there, although I didn't really pick up that you're like looking to start a new business. Although the Ace of Diamonds a lot of times for me does talk about someone wishing to kind of do their own thing. And you did have the wish fulfillment with that Ace of Diamonds, the Nine of Hearts. Well, the Eight of Diamonds is giving you the go-ahead. If you've been thinking about, I don't know, daydreaming, I would say, not just thinking, but daydreaming, if I had this amount of money one day, I would do this. It's that kind of thing. I would go ahead and start that online business. I would go ahead and take some classes and learn this new skill, to put you in a better position to start this idea that you have, to put it into motion. What other advice can you tell me or give me for Virgo? Too many cards. There's a lot of advice here. Whoa. Queen of Clubs. She comes out a lot in advice, and I don't exactly know how to take her. I'll be honest. So I struggle with her. On the one hand, she could represent a fire sign. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. She's got some power and authority. She's not quite as controlling and dominating as a king. And this isn't genders, so don't look at it as just female energy, but just someone who's quieter and more subtle in their power. So in that context, it could be somebody around you that you can use as an ally, for example, and help you in this rebuilding with this tower, or perhaps to get these ideas going with the Eight of Diamonds. It could also be an energy that you would like to embody. If you have fire in your chart especially, Queen energy is not bad. It's not necessarily... I actually see Queen energy as a little bit more calm than King energy. King energy is like you're just going out there and you're being bold and just kind of blunt. And it's almost like a sense of like, I have to control this. There's a control element around a king, but a queen is more quiet about it. And she's very comfortable with her power, so she doesn't have to over-demonstrate. Actually, I just picked up that you may be feeling, that may be like the kind of feeling you're having now that you've gone through this and it's settled with this person, and the financial things have been settled. You're feeling like you have a little bit of power left. Not left. Not left. You have more power than you had before. Yeah. You're feeling very, very much in control that way. Okay. More unsettled energy, though. This is the Magician card. And there could be a turn of events that changes the course of events for you with that Magician energy. A lot of times I see it as the influence of the universe, but with the colorized Joker, you're also looking at unsettled energy, like you had the black and white Joker. You had both of them come out here, Virgo. I would pay attention to that. That's very important. Yes, it's saying be prepared for things to pop up that you're just not prepared for. Or, and I don't want to make it sound like a doomsday thing, like you need to be prepared, but like expect the unexpected, you know, that kind of thing. And that does not mean be paranoid or on guard, but just be aware that how you think things are going to unfold, there's probably going to be some turns and twists to that. So, and you probably can't even imagine or predict. So don't even try. just kind of a general energy though around that that colorized Joker. Wow, look, we got 6 of clubs. So you're opening yourself up to new opportunities and options here in personal growth as well. Personal growth is across the board. Could be in any area of your life: career, finance, emotional, relationships, mental. But that's very good. With the unsettled energy, I'm actually feeling very, very optimistic about this unsettled energy now, especially with the Magician energy wrapped up with that. In traditional tarot, this colorized Joker is also the Magician, which I said can be kind of the act of the universe, like helping you out by, you know, performing its magic. Oh, that sounds very mysterious, but just kind of throwing something in from the unseen to the seen, you know, changing the course of events. That's the way I like to envision it. And it's going to lead you on these new opportunities. And look at that. Again, you have security and stability in your home life, but this is even better because the emotions around it are you feeling very connected and supported. Yeah, so all of this is actually very good. You know, all of this, if you look at this advice, it all kind of centers around this Tower card. But you're headed in a very, very positive direction, certainly in your home life. And with these finances, look how fantastic this looks. Even though you may not feel like you're completely confident with it at the moment, it's actually looking like it's going to turn out very well, and the worst of it's over. Oh, I dropped it on the floor. Hold on. This guy. Worst of it's over. I'm feeling like I should stop the reading there, so yeah. The only clear message, and I'm just taking a second here, the only clear message as far as if something you need to know, be prepared for this unsettled energy. There's something brewing, Virgo, and I don't know the nature of it or what it's going to mean for you, but that's the only clear thing I'm seeing as far as, you know, besides this being very positive, I think. I hope you see it the same way. Just expect the unexpected. I know I'm repeating myself and I'm a broken record, but I'm not picking up anything. No, that's it. I just hope you got a lot of insight out of this, because I feel like in some ways it's a very complex reading, and there's certainly a situation here where you're trying to make a decision. So I hope there was some insight, some wisdom, maybe some ideas that came to you that helped clear things up. Anyway, thank you for joining me. If you would like to see when the next reading comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe notifications or save a video so that you can find my channel again and check in. Okay? Until I see you again, take care.